right, listen. Let's just cut to the point here. Dr. Kirschenbaum.
Stone Rockwell. Adventure.
I just love seeing a doctor get beat up. Oh, my God. With surgical precision.
Well, he goes by many names. Dr. Kirschenbaum on Raw. Stone Rockwell on WWE.com when they did the special of the tryout that he got to do at the WWE Performance Center. And yes, indeed, as I mentioned earlier, he beat the crap of my co-host in 2001 on Bang TV. He's obviously used to big-time television.
Yes.
And we know him as Asylum, one half of the Flatliners. Welcome to the program, Nick, and congrats on getting on The Amazing Race Canada.
Thank you very much. I was going to say Asylum, Stone Rockwell. Now it's just Nick.
Just Nick.
Yeah.
That's it. It's Nick and Matt. Nick and Matt, you're a team on The Amazing Race Canada. It premieres Wednesday at 9 p.m. on CTV.
Yes, it does.
What made you guys, go ahead and want to do this?
Well, I honestly, it sounds kind of embarrassing. I probably shouldn't say that. I never watched the show before we were on
late.
it.
Well, listen,
I don't care at this point.
Did you not see Tough Enough this week? That means you're going to be eliminated
That's
right away when
you
you
don't
say
know
that.
anything about the history of the show. You're done.
No, but that was the thing. And then I remember when they were asking for applications, the only thing that jumped out to me was we are looking for unique teams.
Right.
And I thought to myself, as pro wrestlers, we're always looking for different avenues and outlets for things. And I was like, what better odd or unique team than a pro wrestling tag team? Like, just being able to try and explain what we do to them, I knew they'd be interested.
Now, I'm guessing you've checked out the show now.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So what
I had to.
what do you think? What do you think your and Matt's chances are of surviving this ordeal? Because they put these people through a lot of crazy stuff.
They do, but then again, you have to realize, you guys know, what we put ourselves through voluntarily, on a weekly basis, and I think that's the most exciting part about it, is that people will underestimate the pro wrestlers, and I think they're going to be in for a surprise.
So this is obviously all taped, right, Nick? You're all done, and so when did production start and finish on this?
It was I was away at an undisclosed location for 6 weeks.
Fine. I know you have to be careful with what you say now. It's probably a giant
definitely.
lawsuit. However, we're on a CTV brand here, so we're just trying to help out.
Oh yes, thank you.
So it was 6 weeks that you guys taped this, and I can't ask if you won, and I can't even ask about the challenges. Oh my goodness!
People, you can. What a useless interview. No, I tell people you can ask me whatever you want. Whether I'll answer or not is another question. But yeah, unfortunately, I'd love to. What they did leak was that the show starts. Leg one is in Quebec and Toronto.
Okay, so Quebec and Toronto, we can expect that on probably on Wednesday.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely. And later on, whether or not Matt and I are there, they do travel to India.
Okay, so we can know that. Well, and that would make total sense for you traveling to India, being Stone Rockwell.
Exactly. Adventurers are not afraid to go anywhere and everywhere. So,
well, now that you've completed the whole thing, then how would you compare it to, say, a wrestling tour out in the prairies or something like that? Or is there anything in your wrestling experience that was comparable?
In terms of the hectic schedule is pretty comparable.
Right.
You got to be everywhere and everywhere at once, and I guess it's a lot of with TV and filming, it's a lot of that hurry up and wait that you hear about, with which is kind of which is a bit of a pain. But with pro wrestling, it's a little more on the fly, and I honestly, this is going to sound crazy, but I feel more in control wrestling than I did on The Amazing Race.
That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I mean, you're a contestant on The Amazing Race, where with in a wrestling match you're working with another person. So I can completely see what you're saying there. And you don't know. I mean, you haven't seen these episodes, right? You're not sure how these have been cut.
I have no idea how
you could-
anything is.
You might not even be in the first episode.
Who knows? You
They
might be
could easily
portrayed.
cut you out of everything. Yeah, no kidding.
You could be portrayed as a major baby face or a major heel team. Who knows how you're going to be taken? Let's talk about, though, the last time that we saw you in the world of WWE.
Yeah.
The clips that we played off the top there, of course, Dr. Kirschenbaum, that was back in 2013 with you and Paul Heyman and CM Punk. But then, I'm watching this thing on WWE.com, and you popped up at a tryout at the WWE Performance Center as yourself, and then the character that you had created was an Indiana Jones-type character called Stone Rockwell. How was the Performance Center, from someone that's been in the business for so long, what was this tryout like?
That was actually my second tryout. And it's like the Performance Center itself is everything that everybody says it is. It's just like it's a one-stop shop for pro wrestling. It's ridiculous. Like you can do anything and everything there. It's unbelievable. They have 7 rings. There's like the promo rooms and all that stuff. Like there's a weight room. There's the doctor's wing in the one section. It's just crazy to be there. Like it's just unbelievable now what they've done with it. It's just it was so cool to be there. And just watching I caught one of the episodes. I think it was the Tough Enough special.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, so did you see the Tough Enough special that was put on WWE.com before the actual episodes?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
That's actually the only thing I've watched so far.
Wait,
I haven't
honestly,
had a chance for anything else.
Nick, that is the best. That is the best part of what Tough Enough is going to be this year. So it's good you caught that. So what we saw in that, is that essentially what you got to go through when you were down there doing your tryout?
It was very, very similar. From the guys who didn't really know what they were doing, who had to wear headgear, like to the way they kind of just stood you up in the ring and said, "Hey, go, do this or do that," or the way they were yelling at everybody to keep going and stuff. Like it was exactly the tryout.
And, for someone like yourself who has been in the business and been wrestling for a very long time, you're looking at like 15 years now, do you find a tryout like that helpful? Does it really gauge your skill as a wrestler, or do you think they should have put more emphasis on in-ring?
From what I know now, like me personally, I feel like there should be an emphasis on in-ring, but from what I know now, I know that that stuff doesn't really matter because they'll get you there at the Performance Center. What they care about is what you bring to the table on your own as kind of like a raw individual. Like what you've done in the past,
right.
How tall you are, what you look like, where you're from, languages you can speak. They don't care if you've ever bumped in your life.
They just want a piece of clay that they can mold
exactly.
into a shape.
Yep.
And that shape...
yeah, because if you think about it, like for what they want, you could spend 4 years on the indies, but you'll probably be better at what they want in 6 months at the Performance Center.
They wanted clay, and you gave them stone. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. But listen, we look forward to seeing you on The Amazing Race, and that's going to be starting this Wednesday at 9 p.m. I know it's all taped, but I'm going to say it anyway. Good luck to you.
Thank you very
Watch
much.
out for the snakes.
We still need luck. Yes, definitely.
That's right. The snakes, it's both of their fears. Thanks
Yes.
very much for joining us on The Law, man. Always good to hear from you. There you go. Watch Nick / that's Asylum. You can see the Flatliners, him and his partner Matt Burns on The Amazing Race. Premieres Wednesday at 9 p.m. on CTV. All right, we're going to take a break. That